Hey guys, what's up? So welcome back to the second video, which is a follow-up video on the previous euro dollar trade breakdown. So in this video, we're just going to continue with the same analysis and see where the market leads us next. So with that said, let's dive in and trade based off supply and demand, market structure, liquidity, and order flow. So of course our most previous trade hit take profit, but now it's time to clean up the charts just slightly. So looking at the internal order flow, because remember guys, the overall 50-minute swing structure was bearish in towards the downside. After break of structure, what do we expect? We expect a pullback in towards the highs. So now at this time and moment, we have been seeing that 15-minute pullback back up in towards the highs. Quickly just drawing in my premium versus discount tool, we can also see that we pulled back in towards the premium of the overall range. Looking at the 4-hour as well, we know that we're in an area of supply inside of this area of 4-hour supply, which of course initiated that change of character. So now I'm more than happy to start looking for those 4-hour shorts slash 15-minute shorts back down in towards this demand zone before looking for those longer term buys, which will facilitate that daily pullback which we were looking for in our previous video. So if you're not aware, at the moment the daily is still bearish. But of course, we are looking for a pullback back up in towards the overall premium. So the premium is above this 50% mark, because at the end of the day, what I do is that I measure up the overall swing range from this high down in towards this swing low. So now I'm anticipating on the fact that there is going to be a pullback after seeing that daily change of character. However, for now, we're looking to achieve a lower time frame pullback in towards 4-hour demand and 15-minute demand before looking to then see that lower time frame continuation in towards the highs. Because guys, remember, lower time frame or higher time frame pushes or impulses are going to be lower time frame trends. So if we look at a downtrend overall on the lower time frame, it's going to be a trend, and a pullback is going to be a lower time frame trend as well. So just keep that in mind when trading. So now going back in towards that 4-hour time frame, remember, looking for a short at the moment, back down in towards a discount, in towards this area of demand before looking for longs once again. Now looking at the 15-minute time frame, what can we see? Okay, 15-minute time frame swing, overall swing structure is bearish at this moment in time. So what I want to see, and especially looking at the overall internal structure, is that we can see that we have this 15-minute internal bullish structure in towards the highs. So every single time, what are we seeing? We're seeing a higher high created. So we of course had that initial change of character, but then what happens is that the overall order flow inside of the swing range becomes bullish. So we of course have that 15-minute impulse in towards the downside, then we have a 15-minute pullback, and that 15-minute pullback has been created in the form of a internal bullish structure. So at the moment, what we're seeing is that we're seeing this low, which of course facilitated this break structure over here being broken. So this is now indicating that it is potentially time to see a further downside continuation in line with that kind of bias which I just explained. Now looking at supply and demand, what we can obviously see is that we have pretty much this buy before the sell-off, right? So this buy before the sell-off over here, this buy before the sell-off caused that break of structure over here. Next to that, we also have a change in character, which is providing us with additional confirmation that sells are looking extremely good at the moment. So what I would do in this particular situation is that I would set my stop loss on the beginning of this area of supply with my stop loss about 2 pips above the high, targeting a new 15-minute swing low. So in this particular situation, what I would do is I would target about, let's say the EQ overall, in the anticipation that we are going to hit that EQ on the 4-hour, of course, and eventually see that 4-hour area of demand get hit. Just quickly thinking what else, what other kind of confluence we have in this particular scenario is that we have seen, of course, a sweep of liquidity on the 15-minute as well. So this high over here from liquidity. Next up, we had this high as well. And this high is even more interesting due to the fact that we can see that price came up in towards this high over here, but failed to close above it. And then what we can see is that the overall sweep of liquidity came through this wick, just a quick wick, tap in towards that supply, and then a push down. And these kind of areas of supply, which are then created, are extremely strong because we can see we kind of have this V-shaped reaction. So we come in towards that area of supply, boom, straight away, strong reaction in towards the downside, and from there we pretty much want to look for that pullback before looking for a further short. What we can also do, by the way, is that we can of course further refine our area of supply to, let's say, here, because then we can dramatically improve our risk to reward. And then, as you can see, we nearly have about a 1 to 5 back down in towards that EQ. My strategy completely rests on entering on the 15-minute time frame, so in this particular situation this is also what I'm going to be doing. So yeah, pretty much everything that we need is here. We had liquidation of this high over here on the 15 minutes, so 15-minute liquidity, sweep of the highs, V-shaped reaction, supplies then created, internal breakout structure in line with the overall 50-minute swing structure. We have 4-hour supply, 50-minute supply, 50-minute change of character. Pretty much everything is there to facilitate that further push down before then once again looking for longs on the 4-hour time frame. So let's press play and see what occurs. So we get tapped into the market, and now what I'm going to be doing to manage my risk is that once this new lower low is created over here, that will put our stops approximately to break even. Another situation or another option what we can do, of course, is use this being over here your area of demand. So this area of demand is just merely a reaction point because the overall swing trend is bearish, so we then expect these demand zones to just act as reaction points. Due to that not being fresh, we of course expect this just to get smashed. This is then the most interesting area of demand, which is next in line to get hit. So what we'll then do is that we'll just press play. So we can see we saw a slight reaction into the market, but then the price just smashed past it due to this not being fresh anymore. Pressing play once again. Okay, so now where it becomes more and more interesting is in the fact that we now have another internal breakout structure, right? So of course, coming in towards the highs, what did we see? We saw push up, push down, push up, push down, push up, push down, push up. Boom. Here, internal breakout structure. This now signaling that we are going to see, or potentially going to see, that further continuation of the overall 50-minute swing trend. So this is your swing low, this is your swing high, this is your swing high, and now we're looking for new potential swing low. By the way, this swing high is only confirmed once we see a sustained close below this low. However, overall we do expect, of course, further downside continuation. That's why I'm also in a short. But now looking at the overall market, what can we expect? We can expect, of course, for one more pullback back up in towards, let's say, this area of 50-minute supply. And what I like about this 50-minute area of supply is that we have very clear liquidity forming up above the highs over here. So we have kind of like these support and resistance traders, which trade support and resistance over here going short already. And now what I want to do is I want to trade off of that liquidity on the 15-minute time frame, wait for that high to get run, and then look for potential scale into the market over there. So now what I'll do is I'll just press play. Okay, so liquidity gets run already. However, it remains an interesting setup. Boom, tapped into the market. So again, what you could do is either of two situations. Either you just set a risk entry, pretty much just with your stop loss above this high, just to give it a little bit more breathing room, and then again you can target like a 1 to 5 or just target the EQ, scale into the market over here on a risk entry. And then if you want kind of like the safer option, what you could do is just simply wait for a change of character on this low over here, and then let's say get this, and then this. However, this for me personally is not really that interesting due to the fact that if we see this change of character occur over here, you're most likely going to see kind of like an internal breakout structure once again. So tagging in, seeing a pullback, so kind of like a fill of this low over here, and then again we're moving kind of like into the Asian session over here, so nothing really that interesting, just ranging kind of like inside of this box. Personally would set my stop loss to break even once we hit this low over here. Press play, we just wait, and then we move down in towards the downside. So then of course we see another break of structure over on this low over here. And then again, what you can do is just wait for another pullback back up in towards, let's say, this area of supply. Look at this liquidity high over here. Wait for that high to get run and then scale in once again. However, of course, the further you come into the run, the less high of probability the setup is going to be. And then we make that run in towards the EQ. And that is a simple about 10R made over here. So yeah, that's it, guys. Just kind of like a follow-up on the previous trade. I'm going to continue doing these trade breakdowns. Hope you guys enjoyed and were able to gain value from this. Yeah, just this is pretty much the way I trade. Hope you guys enjoyed. Have a fantastic day. And if you have any comments, make sure to leave a comment in the comment section down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we will speak very, very soon. Thanks, guys.